I know. That's okay. So I wanted to give us a different idea for how we can pull affirmations.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to, so that way people like, if they're ever like, oh my God, like what's an affirmation? And I don't have affirmation cards or whatever. So I'm going to type in Rebecca affirmation.
Wow.
Let's see what they give. Oh, it says, I am Rebecca and I am strong. I
True that.
embrace my unique qualities and talents.
True that.
True dat. Okay, so now I'm going to type in Samantha affirmation. Let's see what it says. Ooh, I am Samantha and I am capable of achieving my goals. I
Yeah,
am
you are.
worthy of love, respect, and happiness.
Boom.
Boom. So, guys, all I did was I went to Google, I typed my name in, and then affirmation. I typed Rebecca and then affirmation. And that's a quick way. And another way, and I'm sure we'll do this one day, is like December birthday affirmation or
That's
like
cool.
Sagittarius affirmation. Like stuff's going to come up. And when we don't always have access to everything that we need when it comes to like affirmation cards or books, like there's all these different resources out there. I love Pinterest. I'm obsessed with Lemonade right now. They just have so many cool things that I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, okay. How obsessed are you, Samantha? How obsessed?
On a scale of 1 to
Mhm.
10. I got a new microphone, so I think that I'm a professional singer now.
Dude, you are crystal clear.
I
You
know.
sound. Your hair is adorable. What is
Thank
going
you.
on?
I
What's
got
happening?
it I got it cut, so now it has a volume. So, going over our background real quick. Oh, and if you're outside, come on in.
Mhm.
We are real news with two witches. Witches are witches and bitches because that's what men call us, but we're scarier than that. So, if a man came across me in an alleyway, I hope he runs away like
Yes.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah, well,
That's what
unless
I
you're into
want.
that.
Huh?
Unless you're into that.
I feel elderly because I'm just turning like I have little volumes to turn things up. And thank you for liking the live.
I am. I love you so much.
Um, so okay, here's how this is gonna work. So we're gonna hop on in to I love how like I'm always looking up stuff because it my one of my latest looks up is Aliens in the Ocean Congress.
Okay.
I'm just a really fun time.
You are. Um, Now this is ground news information?
No.
No. Okay.
No, that was just me looking stuff up, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're out there, you're looking in, come in. We're, FDT, if you don't know what that means, figure it out.
You want to start
Um,
it on that?
Intersectional feminism. Let's talk about it. Astrology. We're always talking about things that align with astrology. Speaking of astrology, spirituality along that road. Today, we are going to do a quick deep dive into the elements, what they mean. And I mean a quick deep dive because I could literally talk about this for hours. Rebecca knows me and Rebecca have talked about the elements how many times, Rebecca?
Days worth of time.
We don't even know.
We don't know so much, and
Mm-hmm.
I even to this day I still have questions because there's so much to learn about it.
Yeah, no, there really is. And I don't think people realize. And it's not just like, so when we talk about the elements, it's not just from a spiritual perspective, right? Like it's so important. We have lost connection with the earth and with Mother Earth. And what people don't realize is if something happened, are they prepared
Well,
to live off of the land? Are they prepared to understand animals? Are they prepared to understand the seasons? And they're like, nothing like that's ever going to happen. I mean, knock on wood, it doesn't, right? But these things are very feasible, especially with the state of America and what DT is doing. So we're going to call Cheeto Pants DT because it might help us get out of the algorithm slump we're in. So DT. Anyway, if you guys are out there, please come in,
Come
tap the
on in.
screen, send this to people you like, send this to people you don't like. And if you are a conservative, come in so I can prove you wrong and embarrass you in front of all your friends. I bet you'd
Wow.
really like that.
Wow.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about the elements. We're going to hop right in. And there are five. Typically we talk about four. Hey, there's four if you're an atheist, and atheism is cool. I just want everybody to know, as a spiritualist, as a psychic, as a pagan, I am all about atheists. I think every type of spirituality makes the world run, but I'm not going to go on a tangent. I promised Rebecca I'm going to work on my tangents.
You can go off of tangents. It's okay.
Well, I appreciate that.
Enjoy your tangents.
So I'm going to start with Rebecca. Rebecca is a Cancer, which is a water sign. There are three water signs. There's Cancer, there's Pisces, and there's Scorpio. In water signs, it is associated with emotion. So even in tarot cards, when you see water, which is cups, we're talking about emotion. We're talking about intuition. That's your psychic ability. That's your subconscious mind. It represents cleansing, and it it's hard because it's all of them in some way are gonna mean life, are gonna give life,
Okay.
except for one, and that one
Hmm.
we'll go to next, which is air. So air in itself doesn't directly give life like water, fire, and earth. Air itself gives life in the fact that things have to move around and blow around in order for things to happen, right? So air helps the bees move through the air. Air helps the seeds go. Air helps so many tiny particles get to where they need to go. But it's air is more thought process.
Okay.
Okay. Air is more equal. So and we'll go down that road with that. So it represents intellect, communication, ideas, inspiration, freedom, power of mind, and legality. Law is a big one. Okay, because we have Libra, which is the equal of the scales, right?
Hmm.
Then we have Gemini, which is funny because it's the two sides.
Yeah.
But then we have Aquarius, which is just this wild, eclectic everything.
Hmm.
Air is important because it helps the flow.
So I kind of look at it like air helps the other signs or the other elements become stronger or change or evolve,
Yes.
kind of, right?
Yes.
So even though it doesn't create help with life, as you said earlier, it kind of does because it's kind of like help adjacent.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Now at school, I can learn.
Um, the next one I want to talk about, which is one of my favorites, is Earth, right? Mother Earth. And Earth is so important because things need dirt to grow. Humans assume dirt is dirty. Obviously, it's dirt. It's dirty, but those things are so important for for our food to grow. So even if you eat meat, I don't, but that's okay. Even if you eat meat, they need plants to grow.
Yep.
And with Earth, anytime, so Earth is pentacles.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
didn't know that. Okay.
And that's so it's really about the foundation of it's about life.
Hmm.
Next is fire.
The way you say it, so sensual.
Energy, passion, transformation. It had okay, so when you see fire, a lot of people assume like it can have to do with relationships, but it typically has to do a lot with like what you're passionate about. So it can't be a relationship; it could be your career. It's what gives you fire. So we have Aries, which Aries are like Aries are associated with Mars, they are associated with soldiers, but you don't go to war unless you're passionate about something. You're obviously being forced, but even then you have a passion in a different way,
Yeah.
right? Then we have the Leos, they're the lions. Okay, and lions are, they're ferocious, but they're the leaders. They're out there and about. Then we have a Sagittarius, which was what I am, and they're the archer. And with them, they're the studiers. But don't think that they can't get hot, that they can't get wild, because they absolutely can, right? I mean, yeah. So, hey, if you're in here, please tap the screen. We'd really appreciate it. Please share with your friends, share with people you don't like, share with your pediatrician. Let's do it. Let's get this out there. Please tap the screen. I'd really appreciate it. Lindsay, welcome. Bible, welcome. Yeah, let's party like it's 1999. I don't know. Let's have fun.
I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
Why, when you want to share this live, you want it to be shared with people that you don't like?
I want it shared with everyone equally.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to section those people out. You could just say, just everyone, that would have been a better, they would have understood what that meant.
I accept your words.
I accept your words.
I accept your criticism of me.
I accept your words. What? It doesn't make it. Oh my god.
I accept your words.
Your words. Okay. All right. That's where we're at. All right.
So for everybody else, and this is, the 5th. And if you choose not, and I want to be very clear, like if you are of a religion or whatever, and this isn't your gig, then this is just for educational purposes. Okay. So that's what this is. But the elements are really what the elements are. So, but when it comes to spirit, which is the 5th, it's considered the 5th element, right? It's what we can't see. Mm-hmm. It's everything that binds us together. So it may not even be some holy thing. It could we can't see cells.
Right.
I'm using that from now on. I accept your words. Yes. Yes. Thank you for the gift, Lindsay. Oh, Rebecca disappeared. Rebecca, you're no longer with us in this arena. Rebecca. Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened. It froze. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I'm not there.
That is correct. You are not here. We were
in every work. In every work meeting, I accept your words. Yes.
Your words.
It's not rude. You're being true. I accept. Like when I don't agree at all, I accept your words. Hey, Steph, welcome. Yeah.
Listen, that's literally saying I neither care for or against what you're saying. It's just here. It's a neutral response.
Is it the tomato thing?
No, it's like saying, hey, I think, instead of saying, I think this is ugly or I think this is pretty, this is a thing. That's what you just said. It's like, your words are there. That's it.
Okay.
That should be a thing where we just say from now on, I accept your words.
And I like it.
Oh my god. I'm crying over here.
I'm fiddling while we're chatting, trying to get it how I want it.
Hey, are we gonna have guests on?
One day.
One day, someday.
I mean, if anybody wants to get in here and aggravate me, I mean, that's fine.
Why? Why do they have to aggravate you? Why can't they just have a nice chat?
Because I guarantee you a conservative's going to come in here and aggravate me to pieces.
Why don't we bring on a guest that is sweet and would like to have a chat with us instead of having to argue?
Well, we can try.
You don't think it's going to happen?
Rebecca, I believe anything's feasible. Anything is possible on this earth. Okay, so I'm not going to leave it like this because I don't like it. I think it looks ridiculous. And I don't understand why everybody else gets all these cool options and I don't get no cool options.
Okay. I mean, like, this is still a cool option. I feel I'm at the top of the thing, so I feel special.
Okay. Well, you want to sit there for a minute?
Sure.
Oh my God. Okay. So the spiritual part is everything in the middle, and spiritually, and as a spiritualist, it is the universe. It's everything that it's like everything that ties us together. It's what makes flowers grow. It's what makes your heart beat in someone else's chest after you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
these things. It's things science haven't figured out yet, but it's things science has figured out yet, right? You know, a long time ago when the sun, we people didn't know how the sun would rise and set. It was magic.
Mm-hmm.
And we've recently there's recent studies, and we talked about this the other day about the sun being conscious.
Yeah,
Like
that's
these are
so
real
cool.
things. These are real thought processes that we all need to talk about. And there's a study that's been done stating that they don't think when we go, like when our bodies cease to go on,
Mm-hmm.
that that is the end.
Yeah.
So there's all these cool things, and you know, when we talk about the real news, Rebecca and I, we want to talk about all different types of things, and you know, as time goes on, we will be talking about other religions, and I want you to know, um, it'll be how it'll be, but it'll be from a historical, truthful standpoint. That's
Yes.
how I like to say it. Hey, if you can like the live, come on in, send it to your friends, send it to your mom. The next thing I really would like to talk about is, guys,
What? What's happening?
women in STEM.
Oh goodness.
Now, and I know everybody's like, why do I care about this? Is going to be boring. I don't care. And if you say that, I want you to know I just don't enjoy your company. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And when I was growing up, I was not steered towards mathematics or engineering, and
Same.
I suffered from it.
Same.
I was steered towards dolls and being, you know, in the kitchen, and this is what little girls do, and da 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 da. I wasn't steered towards science, and now that I'm an adult, science is one of my favorite hobbies. I love reading about genetics. I love reading about the earth and ecology and all these amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I like math? Oh hell no. 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 But I do love reading about science. And I feel like if I had been given more opportunities when I was younger, and I'm talking kindergarten, first, second grade,
Yeah.
to really get involved,
Yeah.
I feel like I would have been more involved. I really do.
I think I had to go through. I was not raised the same way as you, obviously, because we're two different people. But I had to go. Well, the school originally signed me up for like baking classes and childcare classes and all that stuff. My mother walked in the school and was like, "Absolutely not. We're not doing
Yeah.
that."
Like,
And she took me out of that. But every girl, almost every girl, was signed up for it. Boys obviously were not. It was a choice. They could go to like I think it was like mechanic class and like like stuff where it required engineering. They had engineering one in high school when I was in high school. And I think I saw this. This is kind of like a tangent, but not really. I saw this video of these two men and they were dancing or whatever. And on the title of the video, it said, "Women are married young, so they don't realize how terrible men are as they age."
ooh, I've seen that too.
Yes, and I think that is the same. It's within the same vein of like they're indoctrinating girls, or they were indoctrinating women very young in order to get us to, acquiesce to what men wanted from us, and whether it is primal reasons or whether it's subservient reasons. Like there are many times where every insidious thing of how girls are raised in this country and across the world really is to placate to men.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy to know that there are a lot of girls and a lot of young women who are in STEM because it is just the beginning. Unfortunately, I'm going to be like freaking 75 or 80 years old to actually see the progress of that. Makes me sad. But, at least hopefully I'll be able to see some of it.
So, did
Rebecca,
you
could
see
you?
that?
I could, but I had to have a special. My mom, because I told my mom I wanted to actually go into mechanics class. Like it was like it's like like you take apart a engine. It was like it's high school, but I had to get a written note from my mother and my father as to why I wanted to become or not become or go into mechanics class. And they got the letter from both my parents, and they still wouldn't let me do it because they said it intervened with the rest of my schedule.
Wow.
So
That's
we all
sad.
know what that means.
Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to say like it's hard now because I want to say that I was inclined for the arts, but I don't think I'll ever really know what I was truly inclined to because I wasn't given the opportunity to be involved in everything at a young age or like have everything placed in front of me at a young age because you know, I mean, I was born in 1987, so things were a little different. I'm very grateful that Gen Z was given more of an option. Gen Alpha has been given more of an option.
Yeah.
And I really think that we're seeing kids in general, like, get, you know, who cares about gender, but like kids in general
Mhm.
are really trying to figure out who they are, and they are not letting society's version of gender um, lead them to who they really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hold on, my cat Midna's coming through. Hold on. Yeah, back on up, you little gray. Get on in here.
You little gray. And
I
I
was
think,
going to call her a bunch of bad names,
yeah,
but
we
I
got we
love
got
her
to
very much. But we
keep it
all
clean.
know that teenage cats were sent from, if I believed in the down below where the devil was, that's where
Wow.
that cat came from until they turn about 3 years old.
Wow.
Listen, everybody can think
Um,
what they want, but that's the, I'm telling you.
I think it's interesting too that like I mean I'm sure that there are people there's I've talked to many a men who say that they weren't given all the opportunities that they wanted to in life because they had to choose one or the other. They had too many choices.
Too many
And
choices.
yeah, and you know, they weren't given all of the avenues that they could like see like if they were made to be an engineer or if they were made to be a dietitian or if they were made to be a trash man,
Whatever.
whatever the job is, because they have
Right.
too many choices because you know
Yeah.
men are overstimulated. It's really sad.
Well, I think it's. Hold on here. Let me come here, Midnight. You do you want to be on camera? Okay, then go away. Oh wow! Look. Oh oh. She just used my shoulder to. Anywho, but I think like a huge thing that I wanted to mention about this. While women are increasingly entering STEM fields, they remain underrepresented, particularly in engineering and computer science, with women making up roughly 25% of the STEM workforce in the United States.
I will say, I'm trying to find the positive in this. When people of color, you know, started to work in the workforce that were mostly white dominated, we had the same type of numbers where it was like, you know, everybody's underrepresented. Oh, everybody's underrepresented. Everyone, there she is. There she is in all her glory. Everyone is, you know, not given the same opportunities as their white colleagues. And I think that's just the hump that we have to get over because in order to get to representation that is equal, which I
Right.
don't even know if that's a thing, to be honest, because women in just the general workforce, not equal. But if we do ever get to that point, I think it's going to take a very, very long time, like drastically long,
Yes.
probably generations long. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, at least it's starting, which is great. But I mean, how long has STEM been around? How many eons has STEM
Right.
been around, and we're just doing this now? Like, why? Yeah.
Okay. So, on that note, that was my we need, and I'm like I said, I think it's going to change. I think it's going to go up with Gen Alpha, Gen Z. I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
Just a little time.
Yeah.
So, moving on to some fun news. DT is to undergo an annual physical exam on Friday.
Oh, I can't wait.
I would like to know if he has the same worm in his brain as RFK has in his, RFK Jr. Do you think they share a worm? Are the worms brothers?
Listen, RFK is doing his darndest, okay? He is firing people and rehiring them because he didn't realize he fired the people that he fired. He's having a hard time, but you know what? He's getting through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
when DT figures out which way he's supposed to be enjoying food,
Yeah.
because the diet that I've heard he has makes him just
Oh yeah,
extra.
no, he shits in his diaper.
Okay, all right.
DT shits in his diaper.
Okay. We're just I was trying to get away from saying that word,
That
but
man eats McFishes on a regular basis.
right.
I don't even know if his beehole can even. I bet you that's why the diaper happened, because the beehole don't close no more. His beehole
I
doesn't
just
close anymore. DT's beehole doesn't close. Maybe
I
that's why
just
he's friends with Putin.
I wish, does it become public knowledge what his, no, it won't because of HIPAA. What am I saying? I wish the American people could know
Yeah.
what his physical said, but we can't because
Well, hold on. If you're out there, please come in. Hi,
I mean,
Nene. OMG. Hi, Nene. Stay. We're wild. We're wild.
you're awesome.
Um, if you're out there, come in. Please share with your friends, your family, people you don't like, people you do like. If you have anybody who has a foot fetish, share with them. I'm curious about them. I'm
What?
curious, and
No.
that's for educational purposes.
No, I veto that. I do not accept those words.
I
No,
have
I don't need
questions.
that.
And
I'm good.
this is a real news network, and I want the truth.
Allegedly. Allegedly
Allegedly.
a real news network. Make sure we've got to add that word on there. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. So Trump is going to undergo this physical exam. Okay. Over 230 healthcare professionals called for Trump to release his medical records, claiming he has not complied since stating he would.
Yeah.
Dr. Brett Osborne noted Trump's stamina and health based on his extensive public engagements.
Okay.
So I want everybody to know Trump has not released. And we don't know anything about his physical health. Okay, now psychologists, you can look this up. Psychologists believe Trump is a narcissist. DT is I'm using the DT because for some reason I am shadow banned right now on TikTok, and I think it's because I say horrible things about DT on a regular basis, and I think it's finally catching up with me.
I think I just I think you are, but I also want to say I think that DT is basically a physical specimen. So
Yeah.
there's
Hey,
no reason for us
yeah.
to even doubt his health.
I need you to stop that because it makes me ill. I'm trying to hold down my French toast sticks.
Okay. I'm just saying. Listen, he's talking about running until 2028 again, so
Listen, if that man gets listen, if he gets to go for a third try, if that man gets to be in there for a third whole session, I want you guys to know that I am literally gonna shit everywhere in public.
hey,
I'm done being a human. I am. I'm
Listen,
done being an active part of this society. I'm gonna take shits on public stairways. I'm
look,
gonna fucking just start
what?
spitting places. Like, I'm gonna get wild.
No.
Okay, because I don't live in that America. I'm done.
Listen, there's no way he can run again. There's just no way. There's
You
no
say
way.
this, but I'm letting you know I am not. I am wearing pants that have a hole in the back because I'm shitting wherever I want.
Okay, this is all again. It's all for educational purposes. Just let everyone know who's
Yep.
in the drive.
And I promote everybody else to shit everywhere they want to.
No, again, no. We're not gonna start promoting people pooping everywhere. No, we're not doing that.
Why
We're not
not?
gonna do that.
Why not? Trump has a third, has the option of a third, fuck, whatever.
Stop.
And so,
Just
like, I feel like at this point,
DT, we gotta scale it back. You're getting too
listen,
upset.
Nene, I said, like, if Trump gets put in for like a third quarter, then I'm gonna go ahead and start shitting wherever I want.
Okay. But
I am.
Nene, she is not condoning that you do that too.
Yeah, no, I'm condoning everybody does it. I think
No.
everybody should shit on the ground.
No,
Wherever. On the stairs of government buildings,
no,
take a shit.
That's probably not sanitary. We don't need to be promoting that. I don't think
Yeah.
we need to do that. No, let's just move on. I don't think we need to talk about
Oh, no. I'm
We're
telling you what I'm gonna do because I give up. I'm done being. Everybody's like, oh, let's be civil and da da da. Listen, after he got in a second time, I was like, I'll make it these 4 years. But then he's talking about a third. He's talking about a third situation, and I'm like, absolute a third term. Absolutely, I'm no longer a human. I'm gonna
third
do what I want to do.
situation.
Everybody else isn't gonna be a human. Neither am I.
Hey, Lindsay's saying RuPaul 2028. I'm here for it.
Listen, at this point, let RuPaul in. I
Yeah,
can't. Like anything's better than what we
let
got.
everyone in. Shoot, my dog Bella will run. I don't. That's fine. She'll
Yeah,
probably win. That's okay.
that's all I want. Okay, so real quick,
Yeah.
I want to talk about how RFK wants to take fluoride out of the water.
Do we have to talk about this? Why are we?
Okay, so
We all know that this is not good. Why are we talking about
okay,
this?
so Rebecca's dad was a doctor,
Yes.
and Rebecca, why is it important for fluoride to be in our water?
So there's this thing called your teeth. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but you need those to eat,
Mm-hmm.
including DT. Even when he eats his fish sandwiches, he needs those teeth. You probably don't even have teeth. It's probably all dentured, honestly. When I think about it, but you need those teeth, and you know what fluoride does? It helps keep your teeth healthy.
Yep.
So when they take the fluoride out the water, guess what? Ain't nobody gonna have no teeth.
Nope.
So I guess during that third term, everyone will be pooping in the streets because nobody's gonna be able to eat solid foods. So
Yep.
I guess that's where we're headed now at this point.
That's where we're heading.
Oh my God.
And well, and so people don't understand that like half of America is red. Okay. And Lindsay, I know. We are not being civil. We're not being civil, Nene, and you know. Nene knows. So okay, so people don't understand that half the country's red, which means they're not educated, or if they are educated, they're rich. So they have the money to do things with their teeth. All right, so hear me out now. And then, so the poor people, they don't know how to take care of their teeth. Half of them don't even brush their tongue. Okay, they don't. You know, they don't wash their butt. Hey, they don't wash their beeholes either. Okay.
Hold on. We cannot listen. Anyone in this live, we're not saying that just because you are uneducated, you don't have good teeth.
No,
Or that
I'm
you
saying if you
have
voted
good
for
teeth.
Donald Trump or you're a Republican, you probably are something's wrong with you.
Oh my God.
And what I'm going to tell you about is that
I can't. I can't. Why?
allegedly,
Oh God, have mercy.
allegedly.
What are we doing? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen,
So,
listen.
okay.
If they want to take the fluoride out of the water,
Mm.
first of all, okay, stop. Let's hold on. So all the water that's already like in like water towers and like that's not in the ground, like he's gonna take the fluoride out of that too.
I don't know. It doesn't say that.
Just asking, because you know how billions, probably trillions of dollars it would cost to pull fluoride from the water. Like it's, I'm just, I assume.
Rebecca, okay, literally, this man, RFK Jr., he wants to take fluoride out of the water, but he has said there is a worm living in his brain. So, RFK Jr. quotes, and here's, like, when I tell you this is wild, like, he's wild.
I I hate everything.
Like, I don't even have, I don't even have words for it.
Listen, look. When they were saying about nominating RFK to be the head of, the country for health,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, well, he can't do too much because, like, we are a country that is built on centuries of, of development.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only so much he can try to take away, but apparently he can take away our teeth. I'm trying to understand, like, when he makes decisions, nobody's gonna vote on this. They're just be like, okay, take away our teeth, take away the fluoride. I don't need it. Like, there's got to be some voting system, which I'm sure there is. But like the stuff that he says, sometimes I'm just like, ooh, bruh, like, No, why? Why they let you out the house? No, 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 no.
Nobody knows. Like, uh, I don't even know what to do with him. Like, as I'm going through here, and like, I everything that I read, I make sure is true. Okay. So I'm
Um,
having trouble. Like, I want to confirm all of his quotes or, whatever. So I think that what I'm going to do we're just going to have a video where we discuss his quotes and where they came from. And I'm going to take a little bit of time and research that because some of the stuff I'm reading, I didn't even know he said. And I'm like, let me make sure he said that before I state that he said that.
but he did say he wants to take Florida out the water, right?
He
That was
did state that. That is from Ground News. He
great.
has stated that multiple times. And let me tell you something. He has conservatives and Republicans and all these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hold on, what? Say it
I
again.
had a hey, okay, I had a call.
Okay.
But okay. So like believing it's bad for you. There are many other benefits to
Yes.
fluoride. It's huge, not just for your teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of
100%. I
DT.
totally agree with you, Lindsay. I was just trying to say that, like, most people, they know about the teeth. So I was
Yeah.
like, that's like the number one thing. Um,
Well, it says wait until they hear about ingredients in toothpaste.
they're gonna burn all the toothpaste tubes,
Oh my
guys,
god.
and
Well,
take it away our toothpaste. That's
remember
next.
when DT was telling people to drink
Lysol
bleach?
bleach. Yeah, I remember that.
And that was for educational purposes because that was really said. That's me. I have a microphone down here, guys.
I got one.
Hold on,
Find it.
I'm gonna pick it up to show like it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so colorful.
It is. But the deal is I gotta have the mic. I gotta have this staring down at me while I'm like
Yeah,
researching.
yeah.
I feel official.
You look official.
Thank you. I love it.
The Daily Show needs to hire you, bro.
The Daily Show needs to hire us.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's something that I would like to tell everybody
Yeah.
that I think is really important.
Hmm.
We have 1,384 days left of Trump's presidency.
Listen, when I did this, we talked about this
We
like
did.
it was like
Mm-hmm.
3 lives ago, I think, 3 or 4
Mm-hmm.
lives ago, where I was very excited about knowing how much time, because I wanted it in months, not days. Because for some reason, when it comes to days, it just sounds worse. And
Okay.
you keep hitting me with the days, and I can't handle it. We still ain't under 1,300 days, which I want it to be that.
We still got 84 days left
Great,
for that.
wonderful. I just, I don't. We don't have to do that. I know you want to make that a part of the show. We don't got to do that. When it gets
We
below
do.
1,000, maybe, but not now. I hate everything.
Um, we do.
I hate it. Why?
Um, yeah. Because because it lets me know how much time I have left. And if he
You
goes
live
for a
life.
third term, if he goes for a third term, everybody knows what I'm doing.
Listen, if we're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be pooping in the street and then expect to be living long, because you need to listen. You got to hydrate. Everybody needs to hydrate. And if
Okay,
we're,
and you know what? Let's end. That's a good note. That's a good note to end on. Hey, everybody, hydrate. That's positive. Everybody hydrate, so that way, if Trump does get a third term, we have more shit to shit in the street.
no, we. That's not what I mean.
Where's that music coming from?
I don't know. Is that me?
I don't know, Rebecca.
That was totally me. Dude, my music, my Apple Music just started.
I love whatever song that is. Please forward it to me. I want it.
Apologize.
Don't
That was
apologize. I loved it.
that was inappropriate.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. What is going on with the technology tonight? But
We
yeah.
were ending on a positive note of stay hydrated. If Donald Trump gets a third term, you'll have more shit to shit in the street.
Listen, I just want people to stay hydrated, because I read and recently heard that no matter how much water we drink, say you drink a gallon a day, which is really good for you. Most people should be drinking, a good amount of water in a day. I'm not saying it should be the same for everyone, because everybody's different.
Right.
But even if you drank it the optimal amount of water you're drinking every day, apparently it's still not going into your cells as efficiently as it should be. So I learned literally this morning that if you are a normal, and when I say normal, I don't mean normal, I mean typical human being, you should be sprinkling a little bit of salt in your water at the beginning of the day. It helps the water absorb into your cells better.
Oh, that's nice.
So a little bit of sea salt, a little Celtic sea salt, or I think even Himalayan salt will work. But sea salt, not table salt, sea salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Not
in
positive.
that's hey guys, that's more water, more poop for the street. Donald Trump gets a third term. We're no longer being civil. Everybody remember. And I want everybody to come here with things we can do to no longer be civil if Donald Trump gets a third term. And I'm not talking about things that mess up society. I'm talking about just shitting in the street.
Okay,
I'm
well,
talking about like randomly, like I don't even know, just like like
what is that? What was that? What are you doing? Blowing boogers on people? What in the
if
world?
they're wearing a MAGA hat, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Listen,
I ain't gonna hit them. I'm not a violent person, but I will be disgusting.
I want everyone in this live to know that if you don't know it already, there's somebody out there that loves you.
There is
And
somebody. Yep.
and if you're pooping in the street, stay hydrated because I don't want people passing out in the middle of the street. That's the biggest thing. It's like if
That's
you're pooping
true.
in the street, like, do you understand how much water it takes out of your body when you poop?
Yep.
Like, just don't. Just keep drinking.
Just keep drinking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Rebecca, it's been a beautiful evening, guys. We will
Yes.
see you again tomorrow. And
Yay.
I hate Donald Trump. Rebecca, have a good evening.
Oh my